This video is going to show you how to get into your live Class Connects as well as downloading the Blackboard launcher. So there are two things that you do on a school day besides just logging into the online school. You will have assignments and lessons to do as well as live instruction. So when you log into your student account, you're going to go to your My Schedule and it will show you those two things you have for that day. So here's the one. These are the assignments that's due for this specific student that I took a screenshot of. There are his assignments. It shows when they're due. And then to the right under events, it will show what Class Connects, which are the live instruction he has. So Blackboard Collaborate is the program we use for our live Class Connects. Now this gets a little overwhelming, but if you look, the classes will show either optional or required. So even though it looks like a lot of classes, this student only has one required Class Connect for physics today. The other ones are if he needs to go in and talk with the teacher and get help for any assignment that he is struggling with. You can also click on the week tab and it will take you into the weekly view. Again, the two things you need to do, it just gives you a weekly view. Here are the Class Connects up here. Here are the assignments down here with the due dates. Now it looks a little overwhelming and they are color coded by subjects. So of course, like language arts has one subject, math has one subject, history has a subject color, but that's how they're color coded. But if, again, remember, if you look at just today, they have one required class, two required classes, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a busy day for them on Monday. And then they get to Tuesday and it looks like they have 1, 2 live Class Connect. On Wednesday, they have 2 required Class Connects. So it just depends on what day is the heavier day in their live classes. To be able to get into a Class Connect, you click on that little box. So if this is a required class, I want to click on that box and it will take me into a page that looks like this. We use Blackboard Collaborate as our program for our live Class Connects. The first time you get into a Class Connect, it will ask you to download the Blackboard launcher. Once you've downloaded it once, then it will pop up. If you've already downloaded it, then click the Launch Blackboard Collaborate now. You shouldn't have to download it more than once. If you're using a personal computer and waiting still for the K-12 laptop, you might have to download it on each computer. But once it's downloaded, you shouldn't have to download it again. You would just click this. Now, some troubleshooting when you're using Blackboard is to clear your cookies and cache, your browsing history, if you know how to clear your Java cache, because Blackboard uses Java, then you can update Java maybe if it's not working. But those are just some troubleshooting things we have had to work people through to get into class. So that's a good habit to be in, is clear your browsing history weekly before logging into Blackboard Collaborate, as well as restarting your computer. So we're going to say we've never been into a live class. We need to download the Blackboard launcher. So we're going to click download. Now I am using Chrome, so I have an extra step. There's a little box that comes up down here that I have to click on again. If you're using Firefox, it's going to download a little differently, but it's still the same steps. Once I click on that, a box comes up like this that I need to click run. So whatever internet browser you're using, eventually you'll get the run button and then it will say verifying application. So if everything's working right, it will pop me into my Blackboard. So my Class Connect, again, we use the Blackboard Collaborate as the program. So this is Blackboard interface, what it looks like when you first come in. Because you're getting a live contact attendance credit for the state, we want to make sure that the students stay in for the entirety of the required Class Connect. Don't just pop in and pop out. You won't get your attendance that way. So make sure you're in there and you're getting your live instruction. All right, so just a little overview. We'll go over this more in your live new student orientation. But when you first come in to Class Connects, you want to use this little microphone with the firecracker button. That's the Audio Wizard setup. That will set up your audio. A lot of people ask, do you see me and hear me when we first come into class? And we do not. You are muted and you don't have your video on. All of that are what we call privileges. And the teacher or moderator have to give you privileges when you're in class. So these are the privileges right here, whether you have the microphone or video or chat or whiteboard tools or application share. All of those are privileges that the teachers have to give you. Even if they give you the privilege of the microphone, you still have to click the talk button to talk on the mic. So it doesn't just automatically just hear everything you that's going on and shows up in your mic until you click the talk button. These are the slider bars. You can make your microphone louder or softer if you do ever talk on the mic. And same with the audio. You can make the moderator louder or softer. And then we have the participant section. It tells you who the moderator or teacher is, and then it will give you a list of everybody in the class. Make sure you do not come through your student account. You come through your Learning Coach account. Then we call these our interactive buttons or teacher buttons, whichever ones they call them. But there's the emoticon button, the temporarily step away button, the raise your hand button, and there is the polling button. You first have a green check or red X, or they can change it to multiple choice, A, B, C, and D. So those are buttons that we interact with you on, and we'll practice those more in a live class. One of the privileges you can get, which is turned on sometimes when you come into class, is the chat. Down here is the chat bar. So if you're answering a question, asking a question, just saying hi, then that's where you type it in, is in that chat bar, and then you click enter. And keep in mind, it shows up for everybody else in the class. So keep it safe, responsible, respectful, and appropriate. And we also don't give out any personal information in chat, since it is over the internet and recorded. This section right here is the whiteboard section. We see everything, the teachers and moderators see everything kids put in chat, even if it's a private chat, as well as what they write on the whiteboard. So just be aware of that. This is where we put our content, and our PowerPoint is going to show up right here. We do record our sessions, but it is required that you make it to your live Class Connects. If for some reason you can't make it to a live Class Connect, you need to communicate with the teacher and let them know that you're not able to make it and how you need to make up that Class Connect. Another privilege they could give you is the whiteboard tools. So the whiteboard tools show up right here, which again, when you make it into your new student orientation live session, we will practice all of these buttons. So that's just a quick overview of what the Blackboard interface looks like. And just wanted to again welcome you to the Oregon Virtual Academy and say good luck. Keep in mind that these onboarding tasks, those 10 steps in this checklist that you're going through, is your priority before you start anything else. You want to make sure you spend the first couple, 2 or 3 days getting through these 10 steps. Don't get overwhelmed if you see late assignments show up in the online school. The teachers have to manually excuse you from the assignments up until your start date. So that will eventually happen. So don't get panicked, don't get overwhelmed. We'll reach out to your teachers and let them know you're new at the end of your 10 steps.